The first 18 inches is a crucial part to me. So now as I get addressed to the ball, I get lined up properly. Now when I take my club head away, now what I'm doing, my triangle is going to allow me to go now. I brushed there, right? So from there, I can just keep going up. So that first 18 inches sets the standard for my game. Now, if you want more power, the secret is, I call it RPB, right pocket back. The more you take your right pocket and take it away from the golf ball, is you can stand here with your golf club, lean on here. It's like a piston. You got piston on your right hip, a piston on your left hip. Your right hip's going to go back, your left hip's going to come towards the ball, right this. Your left knee's going to get behind the golf ball just a little bit. Now, RPB, right pocket back, you'll notice my right pocket has really turned more than I've turned before. So that means I've loaded more into my right side. The more I can load into my right side, the more power I have stored up.
So good extension, RPB, right pocket back.
Yeah, right pocket back. And always keep that turn going. Make sure you get that full shoulder turn, keep your knees flexed. Now I've got all the power in the world to come in. Players, Rich, they have a tendency of getting to the top of their golf swing and they throw from the top. So they swing from the top down. The whole idea is when you get to the top of your golf swing, once you start that nice, long, deep extension like this, keeping your triangle, which is the shoulder to your grip, once you keep that triangle there, Mother Nature's going to let everything hinge naturally and you're going to go up. Now, when you get from this position here, you're going to feel like you root down into the ground like chopping a piece of wood with an axe. The more you go into that log, the more power you store in your legs, and then you come on up. Look at the great power players who play today. Their knee action is bent coming in, then they snap up like this. And that's how they get that clubhead speed at impact going through. So generating power is the easy part. Making sure you control the ball and trying to hit it straight is the difficult part because you've got to swing from the ground up. Don't get tempted to throw the club at the top thinking you're going to generate a lot of clubhead speed. The more you throw it from the top, the more you wash away the speed.
Let's focus a little bit on accuracy. We're going to talk about hitting it further because everybody wants a few extra yards, but right now, how do we more effectively keep it in the fairway?
Well, you know, this is going to sound strange, but one of the things that I think is the most overlooked aspect of hitting the ball straight is your ankles. My coach said, Greg, think about your ankles. The more sloppy your ankles are at impact, the sloppier your knees get. The sloppier your knees get, the lower body gets all over. I mean, your lower unit, right from your chest down, gets all over the place. He said, when you come in to hit that golf ball, make sure your ankles stay solid. Stay into your shoes. Don't let your left ankle, for example, want to go towards the target. Once that goes, the knee goes. Once the knee goes, you get into a lateral slide. A lot of people don't pay a tremendous amount of attention to the proper use of your ankles.
What are some thoughts that would help players with their tempo?
Rich, a lot of the average players who play don't hit the ball straight because they get too handsy off the ball. Instead of maintaining this triangle that I was talking to you about or demonstrating here, that triangle is, I said, from the shoulders to the grip. You maintain that triangle all the way through there, there's nothing this club can do to go wrong from here because now I'm just going to trust my body rotation and turn my back to the target. Most amateurs, and even a lot of pros who are power players, are not as accurate as they should be because they get in this position and all of a sudden the club is up. It's either coming a little bit inside the line or it's a little bit outside the line. You have to make sure that triangle. So when I get my club parallel to the ground, this golf club should be pointing directly to my target line. I'm not squared up yet, but so when I got to here, if I drop my golf club, theoretically, it should be lined up to exactly where I want to go. That is the secret to hitting the ball straight. Making sure that the butt of the club is pointing to the target here, so when I come through impact, the club head now is going to be pointing straight to the target line, and the butt of the club is going directly in the opposite direction.
About a demonstration right now.
Absolutely. I'm going to loosen up a little bit, but
watching you hit a tee-ball in a tournament was always a little extra special, I thought. I mean, Greg Norman with a driver in hand was something that you wanted to pay attention to, you wanted to watch.
Well, I enjoyed driving the golf ball. I used to love getting on the tee and challenging myself to try and hit it straighter and further than I've ever done before. I challenged myself because I had so much confidence in my driver that I could actually make it talk in a lot of ways. And there were shots, people, you know, in short par fours, they'd be wondering why would I be hitting driver? Well, number one, I felt like I could knock it on the green or get it close to the green, and I felt like my short game was good enough to challenge my driver if I mishit the shot. So one thing led to another, and as I said, it was such a pleasure to get up there and be able to stand over a tee shot, look down the fairway, and know you can just go ahead and unload. And it's just a...
And I like what you said. The member of the crew asked, I said, Greg, you were a straight hitter, weren't you? And you joked. He said, I could drive it up a Nat's, fill in the blank. Fill in the blank right there.
So it really is, and again, if you notice my posture, my stance is nice, shoulder width apart, right?
Left toes out just a little bit.
Left toes out a little bit. My right toe's always gone out a little bit. My left knee is over the instep of my left foot. My right knee is not outside, over the inside of my right foot. The other thing that you'll notice when I address the ball, my arms just hang. If I just go from this position here, my arms are hanging to the most natural position from my shoulders straight down. The less tension or the more relaxed I am from my shoulders all the way down, this is where it's going to take all the load. As you rotate around, your shoulders, this part here, and your triceps, and your biceps, and your muscles, and your forearms, and your little finger right here, once this little finger lets go, everything else falls down. So you've got to start with a very, very light, relaxed grip pressure, because as you take that club head back, muscle tension is going to dictate how tense you're going to be at the top of your swing. Put one thought in your mind, not about where you want the ball to go, not about how far you want to hit the ball. You know subconsciously you want to hit the ball a little bit further on this par 5. Tell yourself, as you look down on this golf ball, as you're in a dress position, instead of hitting the number 5 right on the back of the golf ball here, say you want to hit the number 5 on the front of the golf ball. The great martial arts people, the kung fu experts, when they go punch a piece of wood, they don't hit the surface of the wood, they hit the backside. They keep that energy going through, right? Through. You want that club head to go through the golf ball. So try and focus, for all you people out there, instead of, I want to get it way out there, try and focus your hit point maybe 2 inches in front of where the back of the golf ball is, where you'd actually hit it. That means you're trying to focus on accelerating that club head even more through that golf ball. Another analogy, everybody out there is hammering a nail into a piece of wood. What do you do with that hammer? You just don't go, oh, 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 I got the nail in the wood. You go pound, pound, pound. The most important fundamental, Rich, is your grip. Now, a good way for you to visualize yourself is when you're standing there having a conversation like I am with Rich. As my arms just hang down by the side, when I look down there, I actually see 2 knuckles in my left hand. So when I see those 2 knuckles, that is the way I'm the most naturally hanging from my shoulder. So when I put my club down there with my left hand beside me, I'm gonna put that on there, and when I put my club back here, I see 2 knuckles of my left hand. Now what that does tell me one thing. It tells me that is the most natural way for my left hand to fit on the golf club. Number 2, the idea of a really good grip is to make sure the back of your left hand and the palm of your right hand are in sync with each other. So think about this mentally. The back of your left hand and the palm of your right hand are basically the leading edge of your club head. So wherever your hands are going to be at impact, that club head's going to marry up to both those, Rich. So the grip is crucial. That's your left hand. If you want to take your right hand and put it on there, again, the most natural way, my right hand is hanging, I go put it on my grip down here. The V, my V created right here, is pointing somewhere between my chin and my right shoulder. So putting your hands on the golf grip the most natural way you can is going to allow you to release that golf club at impact. A chip shot's no different than a driver. You have to accelerate that club head through the ball to generate the right flight you need, generate the spin you want on it, to be able to execute your shot you want to have. A lot of people, when I played the game, would just said, Greg, how do you impart so much backspin on the ball? Well, I actually learned a lot from playing with a guy called Lanny Watkins. Yeah, Lanny, and to me, when you watched him chip, he would always go down the bottom of the grip. And I wondered why he would do that. Another great lesson I had was Severiano Ballesteros, the short game. He said, Greg, every time you play, he said, you just attack that golf ball as much as you can. Attack it, aggressive. So it's no different from here, Rich. I mean, we've talked about the fundamentals. I've picked my spot where I want to go. So I'm going to get myself in a nice relaxed position. And the last thing I do is go at it very aggressively. And you've noticed my ball stayed out very low off the club face. And the other thing you'll notice, that the big truth in your action on how you chip the golf ball is what your divot looks like. A good divot on a chip shot should be like bruising the grass.
Are you feeling more right-handed impact or left hand or both working together? No hands.
Your hands are going along for the ride.
But you are hinging on the backswing.
It's a mini golf swing. Your hinge comes from the rotation of your shoulders and turning of your chest, right? So all I've done is gone back here, rotated, then I'll hinge coming down. So there always is going to be a little hinge, just like with my full golf swing. I go back here, then all of a sudden there's a hinge, and then I come back down.
Now, Greg, I know what may happen here. You say go at this chip shot aggressively, and the average player at home is going to start in with a big giant move on the backswing, overswinging.
Right. Now, overswinging can happen by your grip pressure too, Rich. If you grip it really tight, you're not going to have the feel in your arms and your hands, so you'll feel like, okay, I've got to really turn a lot to get the feel. Loosen your grip. The more loose you have your grip, the shorter I can take my golf club back. I can go like that, very short, and still be very aggressive floating that ball in. Now, if I wanted to hit a little different shot, right, where I wanted to float the golf ball a little bit, I will take a little softer swing. I won't be as aggressive through the ball, but I still will be accelerating through the golf ball. So the flight of my ball is going to be dictated by the attack I have at the golf ball. This one here is where I will go a little bit softer. I'm going to land the ball a little bit further up the green, but it's a little softer swing.
Ball position?
Ball position, I never change my ball position. I never do. If I'm driving the ball, my body's going to accelerate and get on top of it a little bit quicker. Just like the full golf swing. You cover it with your right side. Even with the chip. If I'm chipping here, I'm making sure my right side covers the shot. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to cover it. Here, now I'm on top of the ball.
Just very briefly, simply explain covering the golf ball to our audience.
Very, very easy. Let's just take...
Because it is important.
Okay, let's just take, like we can all get these at every driving range, pretty much at every golf club, any Dick's Sporting Goods, wherever you want to go, you can pick up one of these. Okay, let's just say I'm standing here. My right side's here. Now I want to take this and I want to cover the golf ball. I want to take this stick and throw it on top of the ball. So now, instead of staying here, back here when I'm hitting a little softer shot, I'm taking this and I'm going to move that point to here. So now I'm on top of it. So my right side is covering the golf.
Quick example of not covering the ball.
Not covering the ball is if I left it here and I came back and I stayed here. See how my body wants to do this instead of being straight up and down. So I'm covering it with my right side and bringing that club out in front of me. You don't cover the ball, the golf club stays back, you stay back, and all of a sudden now you've got this little mini C.
Right shoulder sort of dips. You want to keep the right shoulder a little higher.
This way, you've collapsed this side. So now your center of gravity is going to be way back here. So now all of a sudden you flip yourself in. I think everybody has a different style and the speed of their stroke. And you read the greens on how you like to hit the ball. Some people like to hit it firmer. Some people like to dive the ball in the hole. And that all depends on the speed of the green. I myself have been an apex type of putter reading greens. So I'll stand behind the ball to the hole, obviously.
And just explain what you mean by apex putter.
Apex is I'll pick out a spot where I think the highest part of the break will be. Now this putt here looks relatively flat to this point here. In the last 2.5 feet, it wants to break to the right. So that tells me my apex point of the putt is going to be somewhere around about here. So the speed I like to putt at is I want it to run over that spot. Now here's the most crucial thing, the reason why I'm an apex putter. from that point to the hole is a straight line. So therefore, I'm using the entire width of the cup. A lot of people try and die the ball into the middle part of the cup. Now the middle is right there for a straight putt. The middle for a break in this putt that's left to right is over here. So now all of a sudden my arc of my putt is going into the middle of the hole. And a lot of people read the greens incorrectly for that reason. So I read the apex here, and then from that point there, it's a straight line into the hole. So it's a little bit left to center where the ball wants to enter. So that's what I look about when I apex putt. So right now when I line up, I'm looking to that spot right there. It's a little pebble that I can see there on the green. Line up to it.
Dead center.
And then it goes right over the spot.
Yeah.
And I think that's crucial. And the other thing, the apex, finding the apex is now all of a sudden your body is square to the line you want to hit, not square to the hole. So if you have a big breaking putt, you don't want to be square to the hole and have to subconsciously pull that putter across the line on a left to right putt. You stand square to the hole, you might feel like you're aiming so far to the left, but you're actually aiming square down your line. So that's why I believe apex putting is crucial.
Talk just a little bit about 3-footers, 2.5-footers, 4-footers. They wreck rounds. What can players do to be a little bit more effective and really consistent? That's the key, consistent from 2, 3, and 4 feet so that you can keep rounds going. You don't lose momentum.
Absolutely.
Whether you're a bogey golfer or a par birdie player.
Absolutely, and that's a great question, and one that I've always worked on when I've putted short putts is when I have a putt this length here, the last thing I look at is I want the ball to hit the back of the cup, right here. I don't want the ball just to die in here. If it dies in here, that means I'm not hitting the ball squarely. So I'm just trying to die it in the front edge. So I'm always looking at a spot somewhere on the back of the cup, either the top of the cup or somewhere on the grass right here. The other thing that's really crucial on these putts here is making sure the top of your grip keeps going through to the hole. If your top of your grip stops like this, the putter now is either going to go left or push it out to the right. So when you're on a little short putt, a great way to practice a little drill is stand here like this and everything together, push it to the hole. Get another ball.
No backstroke, just push it to the hole.
Just push it to the hole. Now,
you want to sort of feel that extension to the hole.
What that's teaching you is I'm pushing with the top of my grip. I'm not pushing any other way other than the top. Now, as you slowly work your way back, same drill, same setup, same grip pressure.
Well, that's a great
push
drill.
It to the hole.
That's a great drill.
So your putt ahead now, you're teaching yourself to pushing it down the line. And you're trying to hit the back of the cup all the time. So that's the top of your putter grip must travel at the same speed as your putter head. I'm a big believer in making sure you get your stance a little bit wider, making sure you get down on the golf ball a little bit more. And you notice how my club face is laid way open here? To do that, my shaft angle now is going to come back towards the middle of my stance a little bit. So I'm going to have a little bit of a V shape or U shape from the club head to my left shoulder, where in a normal address position, it's almost a straight line. So I get myself very much rooted into the sand. Now I'm very, very stable. My hands are low, grip pressure's light. My hands are back behind the ball. Now what I'm going to do is just take a real nice, shallow, low swing. I'm not cocking my wrist too early. I'm taking a shallow swing because I want that club head to slice in underneath like this. I don't want to chop it in to dig it out. I'm trying to let that club head slide in. And my key thought to everybody out there, as you watch this from that camera angle, my key thought is the hosel of the golf club or the neck of the golf club, that is my leader all the way through. I'm pulling that part of the golf club through the sand and not letting it get buried into the sand and let anything get ahead of it. So this part of the golf club right here is going to be pulled through with the rotation of my body.
That's nice.